And welcome to our second demo of Mentimeter. For those of you who know me, I am Rebecca Black, and I am a senior SDR here at Mentimeter. For those of you who don't know what a senior SDR is, it's a sales development representative. Now, during yesterday's demo, we talked about effectively educating using Mentimeter. Now, today, we're going to take engagement and inclusivity outside of the classroom and move towards the boardroom. Today, we're going to talk about boosting collaboration and engagement using Mentimeter, but we're really going to focus on using this within an office setting, internally with your employees, or like I said, in a boardroom. So the main thing we're going to focus on today is making boring meetings a thing of the past. Let's get people engaged and let's boost team alignment. Now, to join me throughout this presentation, just to further push that engagement and inclusivity, go ahead, grab your smartphone, open up a new tab on your browser, and join me using this lovely QR code or the access code at menti.com. That access code is 80216860. I'm going to leave this up for just one moment, and I really encourage you guys to join me throughout the presentation, engage with some of our questions, and really see firsthand the value that Mentimeter can bring. At the end of the session, I will also have a Q&A session, so we want to make sure all of your questions are answered. We won't leave any stone unturned. So go ahead, join me. I do want to mention as well, these emojis at the end of the screen, you see them popping up, they're moving. This is great to see. Throughout the presentation, if you like what I'm saying, it sounds good, it makes sense, go ahead, hit that heart or the thumbs up and let me know the content is clear. I also have comments from audience, as you guys just saw, so feel free to give me some insight. Mind blown. Awesome to see. And then lastly, we have the cat emoji / Batman emoji, however you want to see it. So if I'm speaking too quickly, I'm not enunciating clearly enough, let me know. And I can, of course, make sure I'm coming out loud and clear for you. So without further ado, let's jump into the presentation. So firstly, now that you guys know about me, I'm Rebecca, I'm from Mentimeter, I'm a senior SDR. I want to hear from you. So what department are you working in? And throughout the presentation, what I can do is actually apply some of these learnings and these strategies to your specific departments and use cases. Great, I see we have 4 people coming in. You guys can see on the bottom of the screen here, gauging our audience a bit. Looks like we have a lot of people from marketing, human resources, and sales. Let's see if we can get some more people to engage with the presentation. Awesome, we got 5. So this is great to see. And again, really boosting the engagement, being able to tailor this presentation to fit your needs and use cases. So next, let's get to know each other a bit more. And I want to hear from you. How do you work collaboratively as of now? What we're looking at right now is a ranking question. So what I want you to do is take the following statements and rate them in terms of popularity or impact for your internal teams. So to work collaboratively, are you doing this via bi-weekly meetings? Are you doing this via Slack? Somewhat common now that we are in more of the hybrid work environment. Daily stand-ups, setting team goals, and clear expectations. I see we have one person bringing in their ranking, so let's see if we can get some more to see how these kind of fluctuate. The great thing about Mentimeter as well is while I'm presenting, the more insight and participation I get, the more common I can see some of these terms. And then once again, tailor this presentation to fit your needs and really support how you're currently working. Okay, looks like bi-weekly meetings are going to be still the most important. So a tool like Mentimeter, what you can really do is actually get the value of those bi-weekly meetings. 1 week, one meeting every 2 weeks, a short period of time. Let's make sure everybody's voice is heard and we're getting the most out of those sessions. So, effective collaboration. I've included pretty much 3 key impactful terms that effective collaboration will bring your business and your team. First and foremost, collaboration, alignment, participation. All of these things really amplify a strong company culture. And as many of us know, happy employees, they work better, they're more productive, and they work smarter. Another thing, you can really share ideas off one another. So having a tool like Mentimeter allows you to do this in a presentation setting, in a meeting, and like I said, really supports that strong company culture. Nothing better than working together. It's all in teamwork, no I in team. So before I start showing a couple question types that can be applied to specific use cases used in different departments to once again boost that company culture, work smarter, and work more productively. So what I have here are 7 steps towards impactful employee engagement. So starting with number 1, as we kind of saw in the scaling question, seems like you guys agree, setting clear company and team goals is going to be crucial. Most importantly, you want to make sure that your entire team is on the same page, they agree with these goals, and they're fully aware of what's expected of them to achieve these goals. So that's really where encouraging that feedback is going to be highly beneficial. And once again, you can see by using a tool like Mentimeter, I'm getting that feedback in real time. I can tailor our approach to fit your needs. Get management on board. Now, at Mentimeter, we're lucky enough to not have this hierarchy. And a tool like Mentimeter really supports that mentality. All of our voices matter. All of our voices should be heard. We cohesively set these team goals and work together. So really making sure you have that employee engagement is erasing that hierarchy and of course feeling comfortable to participate. Running regular surveys, really gauging the overall vibe and mentality of your team is going to be super important. If we look at HR, this can be used for employee wellness. If we look at sales, this can be, okay, how do we feel about the upcoming quota? Are we prepared to meet this quota? If not, what should we work on? We go towards focusing on career development. How do you feel? What do you want to change? Let's get feedback. Let's get insight. And as some of you guys have noticed potentially, Mentimeter questions can also be anonymous. So when it comes to tougher subjects like employee wellness or career development, salary negotiation, whatever it may be, having that sense of being anonymous, once again, really incentivizes people to speak and really ensures everybody's voice is being heard and amplifies. We're working cohesively, we're working as a team. And the last 2 points here, promoting transparency and just further improving that collaboration. You always want to know what's going on. You want to know what's expected. You want to know where the company is headed. So with that transparency, that's something like Mentimeter offers. It really allows you to aid in that collaboration. You know what you can do to support these initiatives, and you know where you can possibly, fill a space that may need to be filled. Really brings opportunities and just amplifies that teamwork once again. So you see this meme here as well. I love this. When one of us shines, we all shine. So it's really great. Tools like Mentimeter. I might be presenting, but we're all getting involved here. We're all participating. So this is what we call a scaling question. So rate the following statements. A question like this can be used in a variety of different use cases. For example, let's say you have one of those bi-weekly meetings and you've set the monthly quota for your marketing team. Let's say we're looking at conversion, perhaps. What you can do is, as a team, rate these statements to ensure that your entire team is on board, the expectations are going to be met, and everybody knows what's expected of them to reach these team goals. So we have this first statement here. I'm satisfied with the decision of how we work in terms of remote and on-site. So really looking at the employee conditions. Okay, are we in the right place to achieve these goals? And when we hover over these terms, what I personally love here is, of course, we have the average score of a 3.7, but I can really see where people actually fall in on this scale. So if you have any outliers, let's say somebody in that 1, they say, I'm not satisfied with the decision, I don't feel good about this. What you can actually do is open up Q&A, ask some following questions to further dive into that uncertainty. So once again, making the most out of these meetings and really ensuring that transparency, that collaboration, and that cohesive support within your team. Going over these a bit more, just showing off that hovering functionality as well. Really great to see here. So this is another ranking question, as we just saw before. And these type of questions can be really beneficial when it comes to planning sprints or planning projects, and really just supporting that project management. So the example we have here is, let's say you're a management consultancy firm, you're working with an external client. How are you going to prioritize your tasks to really drive client engagement and ensure project success? So let's see here. Measuring stakeholder satisfaction throughout the process. Again, tools like Mentimeter really amplify that genuine feedback, the constant collaboration, and as you can kind of see here, giving tangible results, something that I can actually use post these sessions. If I haven't mentioned it already, all of the presentation data is going to be accessible for you and your team. So aside from making these meetings, less boring, more inclusive, I can actually take this feedback, share with my project management team and say, okay, this is what we need to focus on. Gaining external feedback and insight is crucial. How do we work better to do this? Evaluating impact results post-project completion, that's something we can do a bit later. Let's send out a Menti to our external clients and see what they thought about the process. So this is great to see here. And something I love as well, just to highlight once again, this head count here, which we see at the bottom of the left-hand screen. We see 6 people. So if I'm presenting to a boardroom of, let's say, 12, and I want to make sure everybody is giving their input, everybody is participating, I can ensure, okay, we're still waiting on some more people. Let's get everybody heard. So really incentivizing the participation just furthermore. Now this is looking at average conversion rates. So let's go back to maybe that use case for the marketing team. I know we had a couple people in marketing in the audience. So let's say you're doing one of those bi-weekly meetings. You want to track your monthly performance. How have we converted leads this past month? How many potential prospects do we have actually converting to sales leads, for example? What's our goal and what is our current conversion rate? So let's hover over here. Okay, we have 1. Over here. Okay, and the current conversion rate, should be able to see this in just a different viewpoint. Perfect. We're looking at 48%. That's where we're currently standing. This is just an example. That's a great conversion rate to be at. But of course, you can kind of see the mentality of your team. Are we feeling less optimistic? Are we feeling overly optimistic? How can we plan to make sure we kind of stay in our aimed threshold? So this is great to see. And when we talk about hierarchy, we talk about working together, and we talk about boosting that transparency. Having tools like Mentimeter, once again, allows your team to easily give their insights while you can, of course, present factual information. A great thing about this tool as well is, let's say people might think we're on the lower tier. Why would you think that? Why do you think we're not performing at this type of rate? Let's explore that further. So I really do love this question as well. Now, for companies that might be, let's say, set in their ways, maybe you're using PowerPoint more commonly, maybe you're using other presentation tools, what Mentimeter does, it actually allows you constant inspiration and an influx of knowledge sharing. As a tool itself, you can knowledge share within your companies, within your teams easily in a presentation environment. But of course, with that tangible data that I just mentioned in the prior slide, you can, of course, share presentation data, work more collaboratively, even internally. So that collaboration really stems onto multiple areas of your organization. But let's say you're looking for more creative ways to give presentations. You want to, get different types of feedback. You want to answer very specific questions. What you can actually do is use pre-created templates that we offer in our template library, and you can create personalized themes. Themes, when we're looking at business cases, you see here we have a Mentimeter theme. But let's say maybe you work at Spotify and you're giving one of these external presentations. Of course, you want the presentation to look like your own. You want to customize it and personalize it to your organization. That's something you can absolutely do. And then furthermore, really stressing on the shared content and data, working collaboratively. You can go ahead and share those themes across your team so that they can too use branded Spotify presentations and further boost collaboration. Oh, see, we have a question coming in. I will get to that in just one moment here. Let me just finish up with this last slide, you guys, and we'll be right there. But I just want to go ahead and stress here the inspiration that we offer. If we go ahead and just take a quick look at the screenshot here, you can see a lot of inspiration and how easy it is to just add to your presentation. What's the purpose? Is it training, education, evaluations, check-ins? What is it? What type of input are you looking for? And I love this one as well. What's the audience size that we're looking at? So just to elaborate, we already went over those templates for inspiration. We already went over how to personalize themes for your team. Just really stressing on the content and knowledge sharing, the customized presentations. And as a team, us at Mentimeter, we host webinars to further educate you. We have Menti Academy that's hosted by Oscar, who actually hosted this morning. Presentation expert really shows you how to take those presentations to the next level. And then, of course, continuous blogs showing you how to utilize Mentimeter to its fullest extent. So now that we've wrapped all of that up, everybody, let's go ahead and move to the Q&A. I just want to go ahead and mention, I see we have 2 questions sitting here waiting to be answered, but please engage more. Let's get those questions answered. Feel free to use the comment functionality here, and let's make sure you leave this session with all your questions answered. This is great. Love to hear, starting off to a positive foot here. Can I import my presentation and add some interactive questions? Of course you can. If you're working with tools like PowerPoint, you can easily integrate your PowerPoint presentation into Mentimeter. And of course, include those interactive slide types. But what I also want to mention is that Mentimeter is not just engagement. We also have various content slides. You can import videos, music even. So there's a lot of different types of content you can actually create directly within Mentimeter. Let's say you want to work within a centralized agreement, multiple people in one plan. To keep content and slide consistency, what you can do is actually see all the content shared within your team. So aside from creating those templates to, be used externally, have your logo, be fully branded, you can of course see what other people are doing as well. So rather than using Mentimeter fully individually, only for your presentations, you can see what your teammates are doing, You can make sure their presentations are branded correctly, and you can actually measure the success of their sessions. What was their feedback like? What type of insights did they get from their team? How did their project go? But really having that transparency within the tool itself allows you to validate, okay, we're keeping up with brand consistency. Great presentation, Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you for joining and thank you for this feedback. We love to see it. Can I export the results from a presentation? Absolutely. We talk about those, tangible data points and using presentation data in a beneficial, smart way. You can export results in a PDF or a Excel spreadsheet. You can do that individually and share that across your team. But if you're one of those people with, let's say, 15 stakeholders within one subscription, those teammates can actually go in there and export that data on their own. Really just save yourself that extra step. But of course, export the presentation data, evaluate it, and use it to better prepare for more presentations. Survey is one of the most important aspects of our HR team, such as NPS. Any tips from your side? Um, Many tips actually, I would say. Hard to think of just one specific tip or just a couple to really help you survey, amplify that NPS score. But what I would say is within any presentation, apply a tool like Mentimeter. Gauge the overall mentality. Make sure people feel confident to do their work correctly. Make sure people feel included. Amplify that strong company culture. Because especially within HR, you know best when employees are satisfied with their work conditions, when they feel acknowledged, when they're having their voices heard, they're likely to perform better, smarter, and more efficiently. So that would be my best tip. Do not risk an opportunity to get some feedback and get people included. Is Mentimeter only for big teams? It is absolutely not. It's for anybody giving a presentation. You can use Mentimeter as an individual user, but if you want to work more on the business side and really boost that internal collaboration, once again, amplify that strong company culture, we always suggest making Mentimeter available for your teams. But again, if you're an independent presenter, we have free subscriptions, basic subscriptions, and pro subscriptions. Of course, you can assume that those subscriptions are going to vary in terms of capabilities, access to different features. But what we can do in the chat is just go ahead and include the plans page so you guys can review that for individual users. But of course, if you're interested in big teams, if you want to look at the more scalable impact of Mentimeter from an internal standpoint, let us know, and we'd love to, explore that a bit further. Make sure Mentimeter supports your use case in the best way. Very informative, Rebecca. Can you show some other slide types or feature? How does Mentimeter work? I would absolutely love to spend the whole day here showing you guys different questions, all the things that Mentimeter can do. But due to time, we got a couple more minutes left here. I unfortunately can't show too many additional other question types, but please do not hesitate to reach out to me directly. Go ahead and add my email, rebecca.black@mentimeter.com. I'd be more than happy to jump on a call with you and show you different question types that can support your use case. Also, I do want to mention, if we just go back to one of my last slides here, I do really want to stress and incentivize a lot of you guys to head over to our webpage, check out some webinars, check out Menti Academy, or check out different blogs. And if you are already a Mentimeter user, scroll on over to our example slides, and you'll see all these different purposes, a variation of different question types that you can use, in whatever setting you're looking at. Is this a training session? Is this an HR session? Kind of see some initial question types that can support that. This is a great question. And of course, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. If we want to see a demo, how can we reach out? Great question. We love to see this. If you want to schedule a demo, reach out to us at sales@mentimeter.com, and we'd be more than happy to, like I said, explore your use case a bit more and showcase you a personalized demo that's going to be more tailored to your organization, your team, and then more specifically, what type of questions are you looking to get answered? What type of collaboration are you looking to support? Getting in contact with us is extremely easy. Go ahead and use that email address, sales@mentimeter.com. You'll speak to another lovely SDR, and we'll really support and make sure, okay, we put you in the right direction for Mentimeter. So this is a great question here. All right, you guys, we're coming down on time. If you have any additional questions, oh, I said we got one more here. Great presentation, Rebecca. Do you have any special offers if we buy a bundle or for your whole department? Love to see these types of questions. Of course, we have special offers. We have 2 centralized agreements that we can offer your team, either a multi-pro, sounds exactly what it is, multi-pro licenses, or we have an enterprise option. A lot more common when we look at larger organizations looking to implement Mentimeter in the most scalable and most secure way. So again, I highly recommend you guys reach out to us at sales@mentimeter.com, or I can go ahead and boost a conversation with you after this session and kind of elaborate on this. But in the chat, go ahead and use that email address, sales@mentimeter.com. We'll get in contact and we can offer you something that's going to be tailored to your employee size, your team size, and make sure you're set up with the most suitable plan. Does it store any personally identifiable data, such as IP addresses? This is a great question. And what I recommend we do is in the chat, you guys, if we can, just add the DPA link. This goes into all of our data storage and our security procedures. In terms of data storage, we do take the most steps to make sure everything is fully secure, GDPR compliant, and minimal risk. But to read a bit more on that, specifically on data storage, I highly recommend checking out that DPA page. Everything is super transparent and available for you there. Okay, looks like that was the last question, a security question, a good place to end here. But I want to thank you guys once again for joining the session. I hope it was valuable. Please go ahead if you want to one last time, check out that comment tab and just send me up some fun comments here. If you are interested in learning more about Mentimeter, talking about special offers, elaborating on security, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at sales@mentimeter.com. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys once again for joining. I am Rebecca. We are Mentimeter, and I hope you enjoy this last day of the Present to Succeed conference. We got a tongue twister there. Present to Succeed conference. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.